Well, it was our garage, and the area underneath it was where I was working and was completely unfinished. And whenever my wife drove the car into the garage above my head with our kids, it felt like the ceiling was going to come through. So it was a safety issue, and I wanted a better place to work. And so over the course of a number of years, we came to decide to do this project. It took us quite a while to figure it out. Well, we learned that this particular project had major structural issues that was going to require pin piles and concrete. And I learned about Sejant through a friend who is also knows a lot of probably more subs than they do GCs because they do their own work. But they recommended Chris, and that's how we found out about you guys. Yeah, my first conversation with Chris was friendly, and I got a good sense for his integrity. I got a good sense that I could trust him and that he had a lot of experience. I remember a number of uh, issues with the engineer, but generally speaking, I was informed about the issues and kept in the loop, but I didn't really have to worry about them. Chris and his team took care of the issues really well, and that involved going back to the engineer and getting new drawings and taking those to the city and getting them approved and doing all the things that I didn't have time to do. So it was handled really well. That was one of my favorite parts about working with Chris and the team was that nothing ever goes perfectly, and when things go sideways, you want somebody treating you like they're like they wanted to be treated in the same kind of scenario, or I should say, like they would want to be treated in the same kind of scenario. So if it were their home, how they want to be treated, and that's how I felt. I felt like they treated anything that I had any kind of sense of urgency around as their own urgent issue. Really, anytime the thing wasn't going as planned, I felt really grateful that I had somebody that was willing to work with me on it and not just send me a bigger invoice. Easy, friendly. Again, it was a lot of taking any kind of problems or concerns that I had to heart and really treating them with high priority. I didn't feel like I had to push hard at all if something wasn't going the way I wanted it to. It was very easy to get things resolved and you know in a friendly way. Unexpected issues staying manageable because Chris put everything in writing, and we met in person whenever anything was going off the rails. And I've worked on a number of projects where that wasn't the case, and there weren't any real surprises that weren't handled professionally. Well, I have a place to work now that has AC and heat, where it used to be a drafty hovel and it was unsafe, and that's the biggest difference. I feel like I have my own place to go and work, which is amazing, and a safe garage to pull my car and my family into. So huge. Expect expect change, expect things to not go as planned, and expect the people that you're working with to expect the same and deal with it professionally, and care about the changes to the point where they're trying to make you a happy customer. I mean, getting a good referral from somebody is very important. And talk to a number of different uh, options before you jump in. And I did that with Chris, and glad that I went with Sejant. That process is very illuminating because you get a sense for how well organized, how professional the GC is, and pricing and everything else. And at the end of the day, Sejant on all fronts just kind of rose to the top. So